Welcome to Yost tonight for men's ice hockey here in beautiful Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm Iaquaniello here with Cleo Washington for WCBN's broadcast tonight of the Wolverines against the Fighting Irish. Cleo, how are you tonight?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. What are you most looking forward to tonight? I know we're starting the year back off for the Wolverines. This is their first real game of this calendar year that, of course, had that 7-5 win last week against the National Development Team. A little bit dicey there, but they got it done, and now they're back in college play. What are you looking for out of the Wolverines?
Yeah, absolutely looking at Michigan continue their strong start to the season. They entered this game being the number one team in the country. However, they've been off for the last month, so we'll make sure that they aren't rusty to start off. Notre Dame, even though they entered this game with a record of 4-13-1, only 1 point, or 1 point in conference play, they did play last week in a sweep against the Western Michigan Broncos, the defending national champions. So we look for Michigan and some of their star players to get back on track and continue the high play they had throughout the first half of the season.
Absolutely. I think that's a great way to look at this. All right. Both teams are now getting lined up here. We'll go through our starters here tonight for the Wolverines. Got Duke, Moldenauer. Center is Hughes, Perrone on the right. Defense, Fantilli, and of course, Ivan Kovic in the back as we're off here tonight. Goes back to Ivan Kovic out there on the left towards the boards. Picked up again, falls back down. Long shot there, trying to square it away as we see Fisher skate down there, nab it behind his own net. Swings it back around there to Ollie. Ollie around the corner, finding Werner. Back around. Lines change now. Swift up far up ice. Now around the center. Here comes Finnis. On the line. Around by the ref. Circled back around behind the Michigan net. Early shot there. That was by number
See Ivan Kovic there.
Double there.
Ivan Kovic there, strong save. In fact, he had a 30-save performance in Game 1 earlier this season against the Irish and had a .925% save percentage for the entire week. And you certainly see his skill set being shown early on in this match.
Drop puck here now. We know who it is over at the Wolverines. One again there by the Wolverines. He flips it up. Quickly fight against the boards there, down right in front of Fighting Irish bench. Quick little shot at the goal there by Ernesti, easily flicked away there by Kemp, the keeper. Circled back around behind the net now. Early pass over. Here comes Kerr up the ice, unable to do anything, gives it away. And of course, held up there behind the net. Wolverines, Robertson. Swings it back around, early between the leg shot, unable to find him, comes back down, around, returning towards Kemp's box. Pass over, missed there, picked back up for the Fighting Irish by Mackey. Circles it back around, looking for options, gets pickpocketed there, right by the net, early look, and Kemp had that look there for the Wolverines. Was from Page, of course. Great look there. Do you want to break that down a little bit for us?
Absolutely. You see that aggressiveness early from Michigan's offense. Got several shots off in that last possession. The offensive zone unable to convert. Let's see if that'll change as we progress tonight.
We got a drop puck here over the left side of Notre Dame's. One here by Michigan. Now back for Shock. Takes the long, high thing over the glass. Return there for a dropped puck. Like we said before, Wolverines looking to get the year off strong. This Notre Dame team has frankly struggled this year, wouldn't you say? Not the best record. on a 5-game losing streak, hoping to snap that against the #1 Wolverines. That would be a great way to turn some momentum around, make a late season push here. Coming back out here from the drop puck. Swung around there, won by Michigan. Shifsky, able to do anything with it, loses it, comes back. Of course. And there is Barnett looking for some options, decides to play it up. Kemp gets rid of it, up across the boards there, recovered down the near side by Ram Mullen. Man, who saw some international time there with the U.S. over the break in World Juniors. U.S. had slightly disappointing. As we go back out on the side, one there by Hughes. Hughes plays it back to Ray Mullen. Ray Mullen moves past Notre Dame offsides line, takes a long shot, unable to go. Here's another shot here, but gets blocked up early by Schock. Twisting around near the back post for the Wolverines is Perron. Perron can't do anything. High puck up here, finds it back to Ray Mullen. Hughes now takes it up the glass. Shoved in there, big little hit by Notre Dame. Comes back now to the Wolverines. Fantilli to the line. Big shot up, comes off of Moldenauer, unable to do anything. And now here comes Notre Dame with the break here. Ali is the target near the net, unable to find it. A little bit of collision there in the goalie box between Ivan Kovic and his defender. Now Notre Dame here with the momentum. Long shot here by Nelson, unable to get that going. Ali now scoops it up. Plays it back behind the ice, behind the net for Mazzati. Now here's a long shot into the net. Easily evaded there though. Now Ernest skating up. Got a little bit of space here. Tries to take it himself. Plays it back. High shot there by...
Certainly see on that last possession, Fantilli very strong on the defensive side of the puck. It's part of the reason why he's an assistant captain. Absolutely was not able to get Notre Dame's offense going at all. Michigan has it on their side of the ice.
Rock puck here for the Wolverines. Pages over it, comes back for... Now around the outside. Slapping there, comes back out to Schock. Schock looking. Back, crosses again, no one there for him to find. Now Schock again, looking. Unable, loses his footing, but comes back out. There's Barnett with the high shot. And it gets called down again. Again, Wolverines getting a lot of good action here. Lost a little bit of momentum with when the Irish had that good break, but now again, it's looked pretty much all them so far. Isn't that how you think they want to get started so far?
Yeah, absolutely. When we look at Michigan, so far they have been very strong on the defensive side of the puck. They're able to get their shots off. A shot advantage of 4-2 over the Fighting Irish. They're not, however, able to get necessarily the shots they won off the ice. Let's see if Notre Dame, one of Notre Dame's defense will falter as we continue in this match.
Drop puck here, won by Michigan. Quick shot up high, not quite high enough to get called back. Now Michigan looks to play some defense here as the puck slowly makes its way back behind the net. Big shot there, prevented the great pass, but there's Shifsky now. Plays it off the ice. Break here. Quick pass out, back to Shifsky, unable to get it. Now roped up here by Robertson. Robertson loses it. Now here comes the Irish. Fisher looking to make something happen. Comes behind. Quick little deceptive pass back towards the net. Michigan was caught off guard there, however, was able to scoop it back up and away. Notre Dame recovers it before it can be called icing there. Trying to keep the momentum going. Nelson here, up across the glass. Gets through it. Now Knubble here. Femus. Knubble gets a big shot against the glass there. And loses it. Now Ernest here. Back to McKinney. McKinney now with the break. He's got Duke in the middle. Duke open, unable Pass didn't quite connect. Off the pads, high. But Michigan there, got him on the break, caught him off guard, and was able to get a chance there. They're already up to 4 shots, 5 faceoffs won. Very aggressive, been very characteristic of this Michigan team playing Notre Dame.
And that's certainly the action you want if you're Michigan. Manny able to get the stop in the defensive zone, gets it out the middle of the ice to Cole McKinney had a nice one-on-one shot and is unable to hit. But certainly Michigan wants to put themselves in positions like that throughout the remainder of this match.
Hughes won the drop puck. He's back to Hughes behind net. Long shot here. Shock looking for options. Doesn't even find. Fantilli goes for it. Kind of sneaks in there. Hot stick gets it away. Then Shock again. Quick pass. Perrone. Looking for the options. Caught firmly in the pie hole there. And now some words being exchanged, and maybe some things a little bit harsher than words too behind the net there. But the refs skate over and break that up. Nothing too serious there. Again, the makings. Like I said, both these teams very, very, very physical. We've already seen lots of shots and good possession there. And Michigan's had some issues with some boiling over before. You could think of that second Wisconsin game here where they really lost out to the penalties. But again, could really go either way. Drop puck here, Hage over it for the Wolverines. And that was Fisher as well. Michigan now with the opportunity, turns it over, sends it back here right below the ice. Now here comes Davis. A little bit of momentum and break. Long shot there. Flicked away. Another opportunity here, right in front of their net. Michigan unable to clear it. Runs back to Ray Mullen. Now to Spence. Plays it off to Hage. Hage with the shot. Great save there by Kemp. Stick goes flying out to get that one. And you could hear the crowd really get into that, thinking that one is going to be rifled top corner. However, Kemp with a great save there.
Ben Robertson was a big player in that possession, able to fight Davis to make sure he didn't get a shot clean at Vankovic.
Absolutely stellar defensive there. Formerly of Cornell, played there before he came to the Wolverines. No NFL affiliation yet, but again, there's always time, and he's shown himself very well here for the Wolverines. Now a shot. Are they there for Shock? Able to get spun away all the way back. Barnett comes and picks it up. Circles around Ivan Kovic. Puck spinning out into the Notre Dame bench. Out there by Shock. Some early momentum again. It's 12:53 so far in the first period. Still 0-0. Get a little bit of a break going. What do you think Notre Dame can do to step back into this, Cleo? And who do you think their main playmaker tonight should be? Try to get that momentum back.
Yeah, certainly Michigan has a lot of players, obviously the stars, Hughes, Hage, Horkoff. But one thing we should point out is despite Notre Dame not necessarily having the best record, they do actually are a pretty solid team as far as penalty kills. They're a top 10 unit in the country, and they're also, their power play themselves, ranked 4th in the nation, 2nd in the Big Ten, only to the Wolverines. So certainly Michigan, what they're doing so far is very good, not getting those penalties, allowing Notre Dame to take advantage of situations with one more or one guy off.
Absolutely. Atmosphere building up here in Yost. First real stoppage of the game. Pretty much 7 straight minutes of action so far from both sides. So far, highlights for this Wolverine team, someone who could really get them back into what we just heard about stellar Notre Dame team. Horkoff, 19 goals on the season, of course, leading the NCAA, hoping that he can get the momentum going for the Wolverines with their second half of the year going. Now break here, one falls to Perrone. Perrone with a cross shot, looking for Molnauer. Molnauer unable to get onto it in time. Now here comes Notre Dame with a break. Demas looking for the pass for someone, does not find it towards the back post. net covered here by Michigan. Turns it away really quickly there and puts them in a bad spot, although, let's see, Duke recovered that one nicely. Fantilli races back against McKinney, or excuse me, not McKinney, for Nelson for Notre Dame. Kemp comes out of his net to play that one. Falls back to Ray Mullen. Takes a long shot in circles for Notre Dame end of the ice. Toss up against the boards. Michigan now has it towards by their end, by Notre Dame's end. Pass potentially looking for Ray Mullen, not gotten there. Shifsky now fighting, loses it. Comes out. Good chance there for Notre Dame. Irish Azadi with the great little personal play there. Break, got back. Now Notre Dame looking to make another chance here. Now here's Ali. Fight against the boards. Michigan gains the puck. Ernest plays it off. Back to himself here. Tries to skate up the opposite side. And for McKinney. McKinney plays it back. Long shot there taken. Another shot taken by Ernest again. He was in the right place, right time. Long shot in there. It came by McKinney. Now here comes Notre Dame with a break down the ice. And easily handled. That was Oliver there. Now here's Ernest. Flicks it up. Tries to get that away. Kemp's not going to attempt to get near that one. Now here comes Spence. Spence. Quick turn. Unable to get more to break with him. Page fighting with it, unable to get it back. But here comes Spence again. And a real playmaker up that side tonight so far. 10 minutes, halfway through this first period here. As we see high, puck out.
Certainly the Wolverines getting out of a lot of shot attempts tonight, unable to score so far. But I like what they saw just earlier in a couple of possessions ago when Moldenhauer had a chance. Moldenhauer has actually been white hot for the Wolverines. He's scoring 10 points in the last 11 matches for Michigan. He's an excellent passer. And of course, many Notre Dame fans remember earlier this season in the Michigan-Notre Dame matchup, he scored a crucial goal in the third period, and then Michigan ultimately ended up winning that game. So certainly that's someone they have to watch out for tonight. Yeah,
Moldenhauer, the Maple Leafs draft pick. Drop puck again goes high. We'll see one again here. Towards the Notre Dame end off their right side. See Hughes so dominant there in the drop pucks for Michigan. Square off against Notre Dame's Bemis, who's had a pretty solid night so far. I mean, both players, of course, and both teams would want 0-0. But for 0-0, both of them have had some good chances. High shot there. Didn't seem like anyone knew what was going on in the defense there. Ray Mullen now. Long pass there. Moldenhauer tries to get on the end of it. Escapes him. Back over and across. Now here comes Notre Dame with a chance. Up the far side there. Nelson had it. Elects to keep it. Hold possession now. Here's Fisher. Fisher looking back to Nelson. Robertson now finds it. Moldenhauer. Now here comes Perrone. Perrone has Hughes off to his right. Hughes, puck gets away from him. Nice little out there by Emily. However, did not like the poke, the low stick there, the tripping on Perrone. As he will go see the box.
And certainly I understand the penalty there for Notre Dame. Cumlin attacks Hughes, gets him on the the ice, and certainly TJ Hughes, the captain of this team, one of the best players on this team. That is certainly someone that Notre Dame is going to have their eyes out for all night, and unfortunately for the Fighting Irish, get the penalty, and now we're in a 2-minute period.
Yeah, that's number 5, Kumlin, in the penalty box there. Michigan has been dominant in power plays, one of the best in the nation. Capitalize about 31% of the time, so if we get about 3 of those tonight, you can piece together what that means. Now here comes Perone, lost stick there for the Irish. Page now has it, circling back, letting him find a better angle of attack. He's able to get around Davis to Valentini. Valentini looks to switch to Perone. Perone takes to take himself back now. Over to Valentini.
We should mention Notre Dame is a top 10 penalty kill unit in the nation. Certainly a strength and strength here of the Wolverines of Notre Dame. I stand corrected.
Nice pass around in the box, crowded in, and a great shot there, an effort for the Wolverines. On the goal there, Valentini. Wolverines. 8:03 on the clock. Michigan 1, Notre Dame 0. Into this penalty play here. 1 minute into the penalty, or in the power play, excuse me. The Wolverines go up at home against the Fighting Irish. Play resumes now. Ali for Notre Dame. Flicks it off. Mackey. Long shot there. Taken by Kumlin again. Just got out of that.
That was Valentini's 6th goal of this season, his young season already, on that power play opportunity for the Wolverines. One of the best teams in the country able to exploit the advantageous situation on the last possession.
Michigan won that drop puck. Falls back to Notre Dame, however. Holding it right near the edge of the boxes at halfway. Both teams reaching in, trying to get it. Falls back to Kumlin. Mackey tried to make the long pass along, but it's flicked away. Nelson along that right side. Some benches change here. Barnett plays it to McKinney. McKinney checked, gets that away. Knuble plays it back. A little bit of a miscue there by Ivan Kovic. And that falls back to the Fighting Irish. Knuble tries to win that back against the ice, but here comes McKinney. Block off the board. Called for an offsides here. And here becomes an exchange. We see some fight, some punches thrown. Starts there between McKinney and Knuble there. 2 of them being pried apart by the officials. Still got a hand on McKinney. Knuble does not want to let go. And he said this might get physical, and here it is. Some tension. Boiled over there for the 2 of them. After that last hit right off the boards on the far side from their benches.
See right there on that fight at the end of the play, McKinney was involved. At 198 pounds, he's one of the heavier players on this Michigan Wolverine squad. Certainly not someone I would want to mess with on that side of the ice.
Knuble, Grand Rapids, Michigan native, played with Fargo in the USHL, and is a draft pick of the Philadelphia Flyers. First collided there. McKinney, the Sharks draft pick. Closer to the Notre Dame area from Lake Forest, Illinois. Both teams retreat, have a little bit of breathing room. 1-0 for the Wolverines in the first period. 6:55 left on the clock. Michigan racking up those shots early, 11 so far. Notre Dame only the 5. Of course, Michigan's first regular season game of the year, hoping to get that momentum, show the rest of the country why they are the #1 ranked team so far versus Fighting Irish, hoping to get back at the Wolverines who had swept them at home earlier, or late last year when they played. Drop puck. It's Horkoff and Ozadi. Horkoff there comes back for it. Robertson on the edge. Gets that back. Ray Mullen now to Spence. Spence has some time to think about it. Sneaks it through to Robertson. Robertson dropped down. Horkoff shot there. Refs didn't seem to mind that one. Falls back towards Ivan Kovic.
You see Mizadi with the puck now. There's certainly someone Notre Dame fans would like to see with the puck. He has 6 total points in the last 10 games. He's a rare bright spot offensively for the Fighting Irish.
Only have 45 goals so far. Falls back this season, hoping to light up some of that going into the second part. We have Ray Mullen behind Ivan Kovic's net. Horcroft there, looking to win it. Gets back to Ray Mullen. Just gets away from Ernesti there. Right here, down in front of the boards. Shot there onto Ernesti. There, here's Fantilli. Fantilli with a pass out wide. Nelson looks to get the shot. Gets hit hard into the wall by Kumlin. Looking for an opportunity here. One back here by Fantilli. Ernesti tries to get it away. Here's Nelson. Looking for options. Gets cornered here. Break off of the Evans stick there. McKinney. Now. And Duke wins that back for the Wolverines. Fantilli comes back across. Now over to Duke. Duke elects to get rid of it by his team in time for the line change here. Andrew Schock. Shevsky. Barnett looks to get it in. Good chance there for...
That was a great opportunity there for Park. He certainly would have scored if he'd been able to put his stick on that puck.
Big hit there by Park off against the boards. The Irish, and again, just trading blow for blow here. Shot high and wide. Schock here, loses it. Here come the Irish. High shot there. There's pressure for time. It's Slaggert for the Fighting Irish.
Certainly see Michigan is able to, again, look at the shot advantage, 11-5 over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They're certainly getting positive looks, like on the last possession. Park unable to convert. Let's see what happens now here after the face-off. But Michigan certainly is playing their style of hockey offensively, just unable to execute.
Moldenhauer now with the chance. Brings it over. Hughes with the long shot. Able to get scooped up there in net by Kemp. And referees again skate over, break up just a little bit of action happening in front of the net. No need to escalate that from either side. Both teams have made their points clear there. .355 left to play in the first. Michigan 1, Notre Dame 0. Drop puck here. Right side of Notre Dame's end. Hughes over to the Wolverines. And Knuble for the Irish. Hughes now for the Wolverines. Fighting against Ali right up against the board. Falls back here for the Wolverines. Here is Robertson. Tries to find Hughes, unable to. However, Fantilli does. Nice little cross across the net, unable to find anyone. Ali elects to get rid of it. Ivankovic under a little bit of pressure. Able to scoot the puck right off the top of the glass and have it fall back in. Play continues. Turned over here to Nelson. Nelson looking for a shot. Takes it. Fantilli gets the rebound off of that. Puts it behind his own net there. Tries to win it back here. Now here's Ali. Looking to get some action. Fantilli holding him down. High shot there for Knuble. Excuse me, for Muzzati. Now back to Nelson. Nelson takes the high shot, looking to see if Knuble could grab it at all. Unable to. Falls back to Horcroft now. Him with some time and space. See what he does with it. Up against the ice, or excuse me, the glass. Puck circles the edge of the rink. Goes to the right side there towards the benches. Pressure in front of the net. One there by Nelson, however, pickpocketed by Hage. Michael Hage, see what he can do with it. Here comes Spence. Spence tried to get the backhand off, unable to. Now Ray Mullen. Individual play there. Long shot. Kind of got hit his own man there. Mania. And now Ray Mullen playing defense here against Knuble. Now Mackey with the long shot and scooped up there to the carrying arms of Ivankovic. And again, a little scrap in front of the net. Maybe some internal instincts for the goalkeeper there, making sure nothing else happens. And both refs step in to pry them apart.
And you certainly saw the defensive presence of Luca Fantilli on that previous possession, able to stay right around that crease with Ivankovic and stop several of those shot attempts to put defensive pressure on this Notre Dame team.
Drop puck here by the Michigan end. Davis and Graber. Now here comes the Wolverines. One again, far side. Ernesti now. Find some room up along the left. Behind Kemp's goal. Double teamed here. Spence comes to try to help, unable to aid. Flies up looking for Davis. Shock able to get it from him. Now here. Left side, Davis. Break the circle. Oliver. Ernesti now wins it back. Michigan has some time. Only 1 minute left in the period. Hoping to cap off their period somehow and prevent Notre Dame from getting one back. Now here comes Humlin. Hit there. Crowded by Duke. One back by Ali. Signals for a pass. Muzzati takes the long shot. Broken up there by Park. Now Duke behind the net. Michigan up to get it up. Caught there on the far side by Kumlin. Trying to keep the pressure on, get something to happen in these last 20 seconds. Hit it on Valentini there. Ali plays it back. Park tries to get in there. Pressure there. As the clock winds down, 5 seconds left. Both teams seem to be sort of content to let this play out on the board. Big hit there by Muzzati. Gets a glass from behind. And now both teams, some would say, having a little scrap there. Refs make sure everyone steps away, calms the situation down. That's with the end of the period, not electing anything there. The refs seem to have a little conversation right now as we go into the break between the first and second period. Signals there that there will be a penalty enforced for the start. both captains there trying to talk it out. You try to piece together what happened there. Both teams retreat back to the locker room.
And if you just look at some of the first half stats, 12-8 shot advantage for the Wolverines. However, if you look at the block advantage, 12-6 for Notre Dame. So certainly when Michigan was able to get good shots off, they certainly were defended well by this Notre Dame defense, the defensive line.
Absolutely. That shot dominance, 16 so far. And both teams will see players go into penalty box to start the second period. You see the Zambonis go out, clean up the ice between periods here. Michigan 1, Notre Dame 0. As we move into the second period, I'm going to step away for a second, take a little break, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes here. Turn to Ann Arbor and Yost for the remaining 2/3 of this game. Welcome back to Ann Arbor, Michigan for the Wolverines. Notre Dame ice hockey here at Yost. Michigan up 1-0 as we near the second period. Goal by Valentini, assist by Horkoff and Hughes there. Bump them up above Page in total points for the Wolverines, in case anyone out there is a stats nerd like I am. Meanwhile, both teams will go into the the next period down a man. So Michigan will see Park in the penalty box, and Notre Dame will see Muzzatti, who's been their main playmaker of the year. Now, Cleo coming back into the second period. What does Notre Dame need to do to get on the right foot and start and get another goal back?
Yeah, certainly Michigan, what they need to do is continue playing with the defensive intensity, passion they did in the first period. But they also need to focus on getting the puck in the hands of some of their best players on the offensive side of the puck. Certainly getting the puck in the hands of Hughes, Page, and Horkoff, each leading the team this season with 28 points this year. Certainly getting them the puck in their hands would be nice. Michigan is able to also take advantage of some of their shot opportunities. You have guys like Valentini, other wings in Park as well. If they could get the puck in the hands of their playmakers, that certainly would do wonders for this Michigan team. That is to be expected, given Michigan has not played cohesively as a unit in a month. All these players have played in various tournaments, whether it be at the World Juniors or on their own playing against the U.S. National Development Team. But certainly see if Michigan offense can gel in the second period.
Yeah, drop puck here. Muzzatti, the main playmaker for Notre Dame, sitting out in the penalty box. Interesting to see how they approach that going forward. You see both teams fresh ice already, a little bit of tussle against the boards towards the Notre Dame end. Fantilli now pass back to Perrone. Perrone takes it across the Big Ten logo. Circles up, eyes Kemp, high and away for a drop puck back.
Yeah, you see right there, Perrone is very sneaky skilled. You see that turnaround he had in the center of the ice. Shot unsuccessful. That certainly is the offensive playmaking that Michigan needs to exploit in the second period and third period.
Yeah, he's had a lot of those long looks today. That one maybe wasn't his best, but again, a solid effort there by Kemp, the Notre Dame keeper, who's kept out 11 so far of the 12. Page wins the drop puck here. Robertson tries to find Horkoff behind. Picked up there by Kerr, the Irish. Now Ali looks for the break, however, unable to get onto it. We called, I believe, an offsides here. $19-19 in the second if you're just joining back. 1 minute 19 into both teams. Power plays. Both teams down to 4 men on the ice after that blow at the end of the last period. Sees Park and Muzzatti in the boxes. Now we see Hage circle up. Skates over the Big Ten logo, switches sides, tries to find Horkoff. Does around Ali. Horkoff takes this shot, looking for the top right corner, misses it by maybe an inch. Really good luck there. Ray Mullen now opts to take it back ablaze. Circle back around, get some momentum going. Takes the pass off to Robertson. Ray Mullen now back, finds Robertson at the Big Ten logo. He's able to get it in, unable to get it out, and Kemp picks it up. Stop that.
See Robertson there, unable to take full control of the puck. He certainly had a good shot going against the goalie for Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame unable to regain real possession here, but Michigan unable to find those looks that they have been so successful with so far. We have 40 seconds left in those power plays. Drop puck here. Michigan wins that. Fake off by Fantilli, looks for the long shot. It's spent off to his left. Now here's Fantilli around the boards again, looking for Moldenauer. Moldenauer picks it up. Spence with the shot and the goal! Sweeps it around back. Close interior shot. Finds it. And that's Spence with the goal for the Wolverines. Michigan 2, Notre Dame 0.
is exactly Michigan wants to see on the offensive side. They finally get their second goal of this night on their 13th shot attempt. And it's Spence coming in right here, that action. Spence hits straight up the middle. And the assist right there for his man Moldenhauer, who's been involved early tonight, right from behind the net. And then Spence gets the easy goal.
Tabor zooms back out for the Wolverines. Spence, that is his 8th goal of the year. Great way to start off the second period for the Wolverines. And as the power play winds down, we see 18 minutes left. Interesting shots there on the goalkeeper for Notre Dame. And by shots, I mean hacking away at the net there. Pulls it back. Michigan now. Some contact there. Refs go in and make sure nothing happens again. Again, pretty scrappy first period there. We had that double power play separating Davis and Barnett there.
Michigan bringing back on Valentini, who had key defensive plays earlier, as well as Ernisi on the ice.
Yeah, Ernesti's been an excellent playmaker up the middle there. Found a lot of good options. Drop puck here. Off to the left side of the Notre Dame net. Fans eyeing anticipation. One there. Ernesti falls against the board, trying to corral it with his body. Both players have lost the puck now, looking for it. Pulled out there by Ollie. Ollie finds some room up the ice. However, it gets pickpocketed there. Now off to Robertson off the left for the Wolverines. Scoops it all the way back around behind the net. Ernesti tries to win it back in a tussle there. 3 and 2 man pile up there. Refs just letting that play out. McKinney was able to get that out. Falls back. Robertson tries to get that away. Ernesti dives at that, unable to, falls. And now Notre Dame has a chance. Got a little bit of room there. Uzadi, and their top goal scorer for the Irish, ends up with it right behind Ivan Kovic's net. Now Kumlin off to the edge. Long shot there. Tussle right in front. Ivan Kovic tries to get it out. Whiff shot there. Great look. That was Larrigan for the Fighting Irish. Had it on the back post, unable to. Ivan Kovic lost his stick. And McKinney hands it back to him. Puck goes flying down on Kemp's net.
See Michigan on the last possession crowding the crease area. Larrigan for Notre Dame had a great shot opportunity, but Michigan, too many bodies there for him to get a good shot off.
Duke loses it behind his own net. Now here's a chance for Notre Dame to make it happen. So they start to crowd in. Michigan playing defense, trying to get it trying to get it away from their keeper. Some line changes here as Michigan regains possession. Boomen commanding the new players in. Now here comes Moldenhauer. Moldenhauer is tripped up. Now here's Hughes battling for it. And here comes Femus. Femus picked that up, tries to take the shot wide. Found it again there. It's Duke behind his keeper. Tries to play that up, falls to the Irish now. Now here's Hughes. Hughes takes it on his own. Ties it for the near post shot off the glove of Kemp. And back out. A little bit of a defensive mistake now. Here comes the Fighting Irish. Knuble. Knuble looked for the pass instead of the shot. Falls back to Horcroft. Horcroft now. Pass across for the line change there. Sort of got in the way of them at momentum. Now here comes Knuble. Knuble the line. Making up his mind here. Falls to Femus. Femus. Battle against the boards there against slightly larger Horkoff, who's able to win that back. Bodies him out of the way. Here comes Barnett. Barnett opts to clear his lines, but not quite very far. Falls back to Femus. And Kerr scoops it up near the logo, and it's called here for icing.
Drew Schock entered the ice, certainly deserves a ton of credit for the Wolverines on the last possession. He's able to turn around the offending Notre Dame team and really make their offense out of sorts on that last possession.
Yeah, absolutely. Notre Dame has, they conceded that early goal into the period, but again, they've looked pretty solid here for the last about 2 minutes. We enter 14 minutes, 15 seconds left in the second period. Michigan up 2-0. Goal in the first period by Valentini. Second goal in the second period by Spence. So look here, drop puck from that icing call. Shifsky tries to get that, unable to. Falls out on the edge to Femus. Femus plays it across. Kerr banks it off the wall. Falls back to Ray Mullen. Played up. Now here's Shifty. Robertson takes the shot. Good save off the leg pad there of Kemp. Now here's a break opportunity for the Irish. And a quick shot across by Kumlin, unable to find any of his brethren in the gold helmets. And here's Kumlin back on defense. Plays it up to Oliver. Ray Mullen now. Pinned against the board. Big hit there. Neither of them is able to get that as they tussle it out. Almost a takeaway there right in front of the net. Now Park here has the option. Looks for the pass for McKinney just behind him. Turns it back over. Long shot there by Jersey for the Irish. Or Jersev, excuse me. Now McKinney with the shot. Scooped up there by Kemp. A little bit of a break there. Couple passes into Duke Ernest. McKinney with the shot. But that'll stop the play for the moment. 12:54. Michigan 2, Notre Dame 0. Notre Dame still definitely has a chance here, Cleo, but what do they need to do to get back into this game here at Yost?
Yeah, absolutely. Notre Dame, they are playing very strong on the defensive side. They certainly, though, do need to get a little bit better and crisper shot selection. Certainly Michigan's defensive side is making that very hard for them to do. But Notre Dame specifically, if they want to get back, they need to get the pucks in the hands of some of their best offensive players. Again, Sardan Muzzati has 6 total points in the last 10 games for Notre Dame. He really has not gotten much of an opportunity offensively. Another player to watch for the Fighting Irish is Evan Werner, who scored 5 points in the last 5 outings for Notre Dame. And he actually, many of our viewers probably remember him. He was a part of this Michigan team a season ago. So he's certainly a player who's comfortable playing here at Yost Arena. And I would like to see them, or if you're a Notre Dame fan, you would certainly like to see them get the puck in his hand as we progress throughout the remainder of this game.
Yeah, that was a big transfer for the Irish, who hasn't really seen much time on the ice so far tonight. He would be a big addition, sort of hostile homecoming for him. And yeah, you mentioned it. Muzzati has been the minor way top goal scorer for them. He's unable to really get too much going. He spent some time in the box. Of course, both teams were down to 4, led to that first goal. We return for a drop puck by the Notre Dame, in the Notre Dame end. McKinney circles up. Muzzati circles up. Tense moment. Both go early. Of course, the ref wants a redo on that. Circle in Valentini now instead of McKinney for the drop puck for the Wolverines. Goes down. Ref gets a little bit sandwiched in there. Get out. And here comes Werner. And the former Wolverine coming back. Now falls back to Nelson for the Irish. Looking for Kerr off the glass there. Starts to play Werner some space. An icing call there on the Irish. A little bit of miscommunication there. Had some room, had some space, and lost a good opportunity there so far. Both teams trying to find their footing a little bit so far. It's been quite fast, quite a lot of turning the puck over so far, wouldn't you say? See Hage and Uzadi circle up. The drop puck falls out to Duke of the Wolverines. Goes back to Hage. Horcroft tries to get the shot off. It's blocked pretty easily there by his former teammate, Werner. Oh, quick look in there by Hage. Unable to find it. Werner now.
Man, you had a great shot there, and fortunately for the Fighting Irish, you're just able to stop that.
And Hage was crowded right up on Kemp. Wasn't able to get on that either. And here comes Spence up the middle. Out wide. Valentini unable to get anything. Cleared out there for the Irish. Ali takes it up the far side. Circles it back to his, circles it back. Ends up with the Michigan keeper. Find a little bit of time. Long pass here, intersected by Krumlin of the Fighting Irish. He takes it up now. Got some room for himself. Duke intercepts that. A turnover right in front of the net there, but played back. Trying to reserve some possession here. That was Knuble with the nice grab. Kumlin opts to play it back. Maybe not opts. A little bit of a deflection, but makes the most of that. Now Knuble off on the close side here. Drusev tries to take the shot. Sticks in. Tussle in front of the net. Some grabbing and a punch thrown. We'll see if that results in anything. Punch thrown there by Nelson up against Duke as they both flung into the net there. We'll see what this results in.
See Michigan able to pester the captain of this Fighting Irish team, Danny Nelson, getting him to get in physical altercation. After that, almost goal opportunity by Notre Dame.
Yeah, you can certainly feel some of the tension boiling over already, but no time, simply in the box, simply a drop puck here. Two sides in the Wolverine end, right in front of the children of Yost, who are being loud as per usual. Now Michigan here with a little bit of a break. Moldenauer opts to take it back. Schock with a long shot. Pulled back right to the offsides line. But picked up there by Kemp. Again, Michigan on the break has been their main mode of attack. It's not been the most successful so far for them. But they're trying, they're getting that shot number up. Again, already up to 20 for the Wolverines. Notre Dame only 13, doing much better in their first half. Or first period, excuse me. Drop puck here between Hughes and Davis, the Fighting Irish. Won by the Fighting Irish, taken out of the back, all the way back. Now a shot fired high and wide by Fisher. Comes back now for the Wolverines. Hughes has a little bit of room. Plays it back to Park. Park slips, unable to get that really out. Hughes tries to win that back. Barnett playing some defense here. Shields that away. Puts it backwards towards Hughes. Hughes unable to get it. Now Slaggert trying to get the option. Quick shot in there. Some chaos in the goaltending area. Rusev able to get that back. Place it back up, looking for Slaggert. Intercepted by Moldenauer. Break here for Michigan. Fires back, miss out wide, but returned there for Hughes. That was Perrone with the setup, second shot. Got Hughes in there, and he was able to finish that back post. Well, they caught them on the break. I said that wasn't working, and what do you know? It did. Jinx there on them. And now the Wolverines up 3-0. Clock at an even 10 in the second period. Michigan 3. Notre Dame.
That was great puck movement there by the Wolverines. Perrin in space, able to get the shot, pass it back behind himself to Shifsky, and then finishing it off is Draper. Excellent puck execution right there. As you see, Draper is able to score just from the right side of that net, and Michigan leads 3-0 with a 21-14 shot advantage. They're starting to take control of this one.
Long shot here. Finds Robertson quite far away. Back behind the net, picked up again. Tussle over there, fell down. Was Shifsky. Goal, Draper again.
Draper from Shifsky and Braun for Michigan. Time of goal, 10 minutes in the second period.
Apologies for that miscall there. Unable to tell, there were a handful of Michigan players up there. That goal was by Draper. Now Michigan again with a chance. Valentini misses the shot. Coming back up. McKinney plays it back. Valentini looking now Fantilli. Tilly loses it. Up across the boards there for Werner. Former Wolverine. Comes back out. Valentini with a chance. Big hit there. Refs allow that to keep going. Puck not won by either of them. Fantilli tries to scoop it in there. Ali and Valentini battle it out. Fantilli comes out with it. Michigan opts to retreat for defense and a little bit of a line switch here. Barnett goes back. Defense against Werner. See the Wolverines up. Horkoff comes back. Barnett off his skate, tries to take it in near post, unable to. Nice save there by Kempf. Horkoff. Barnett drops it down, sets it up, hits it, rifles it. That's 4 for the Wolverines.
Michigan starting to pour it on now. Barnett initially missed the shot. The puck goes behind the net. He's able to get it, actually stops it with his hand, puts it on the ice, and then goes straight through the middle. And now this is back-to-back possessions with struggling from the goalie, Kempf, for Notre Dame. Kempf actually has been playing pretty well this season, all things considered. But however, that is one weakness, certainly, that Michigan is able to exploit there. They were able to successfully score against Kempf earlier in the season, both in Ann Arbor and in South Bend last year. And now they're able to get back-to-back possessions and extend their lead 4-0.
Again, Barnett's first goal of the season. He's had 8 assists so far. It was nice to see him rack up something there, get that confidence going. Again, children of Yost really getting back into this. Game is starting to pull away from Notre Dame, who don't have the best scoring offense. Only 45 goals through the season, which now rounds Michigan up at 100 with that live stat, with that Barnett goal. Notre Dame returns early out to the ice. Michigan talking it up on the bench, potentially making some changes there.
If you're Notre Dame, you're more than content with letting this clock wind as much as possible before we enter the third period, after that disastrous end to the second period.
They go for the drop puck. Falls back to Notre Dame. 4-0 Michigan against the Fighting Irish. 7:53. Calls for icing there, I believe. A little hard to see. Michigan 23 shots. 4 have been converted there versus Notre Dame 14-0. Ivan Kovic has been a solid wall back there, as he has for most of this season for the Wolverines. Meanwhile, Kempf, who's had a very solid year back there too. Unfortunately, Michigan's offense has been a little too much. Long shot there for the Wolverines. That was Schock, unable to get it through the pie hole there. As that returns again for a drop puck right near his box. Lets him resettle. Michigan wins that. Perone tries to bring it back. Can't quite find Schock. Now here come Fighting Irish, 3 against 2 here. What will they do? Crazy cross. High shot. Blocked there. Scuffle against the board now. Here on the break is Hughes. Hughes, it's like a 3v4 right now. Comes back now. Duke. whole offense kind of moves up behind the net here. Moldenauer loses his footing again. Been a couple instances of that. Fans are not happy. And again, maybe an encouraged trip there, Hughes. Refs are letting that play on.
Barnett assisted for Michigan. Time of the goal, 12 minutes, 1 second in the second period.
Also then around the logo, Bemis opts to get rid of it for the line change. 6:46 on the clock. Shifsky off to the right side. Shifsky again tries to get the long shot, looking for Draper, unable to. Now here comes Oliver out on the right. Lines up the shot. Comes off the right pad there of Michigan goalkeeper Ivan Kovic. Park loses it just at the halfway line. Comes in and back out. Notre Dame trying to retain the puck a little bit more here. Rusev here. Oliver is back. Cross the ice. Mackey. Rusev. Scooped up there. Robertson. Now Ray Mullen for the Wolverines. Kenny loses it. Off behind the net. Tries to get the in. Close. Shuffle there. Lots of quick little shots. Ivan Kovic right on top of it. Slam into the boards there. And falls back for Nelson. And then comes off and into the Notre Dame bench. Stoppage of play at 5:41. 4-0 Michigan.
Certainly Michigan's defensive strength being shown in that last possession. Notre Dame really unable to get much going on the offensive side of the puck. Michigan also the variety in their scoring as well. 4 different players scoring in so far the first period and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if they have those kind of big 3 playmakers, Orcroft, Page, and Hughes, that kind of jump up off the page, they're so deadly from anywhere on the ice. Like we said, Barnett with his first goal of the season, unassisted too. Pure bit of finesse and solo work there. He found an excellent shot there. Put himself on the stat sheet. And again, 4 goals in the second period. Notre Dame clawing back with many more attempts now. Michigan up with 24 shots. Notre Dame with 17. You kind of mentioned that Notre Dame should really be trying to get more shots in volume, see if they can get something going. And so far, they just haven't been able to find that offensively. They've been certainly more solid in the second period, even if that scoreline doesn't reflect it across the board offensively. Defensively, been a little bit sloppier, obviously, with those goals coming in. But Notre Dame hoping to get something here the last 5 minutes and 40 seconds of the second period. Drop puck in the Michigan logo, center of Yost. Neither of these teams feeling the rain on their skin. Only some shavings of ice. Comes back for the Wolverines. Here comes Ernest up the right. Goes to check in, shot. Comes off. Kemp, McKinney now. Valentini with a long shot, rising the whole time. Doesn't quite reach the net and out. Excuse me, mania. Drop puck now, Notre Dame end. McKinney circles up and Mazzotti. Notre Dame has the better record between the two and dropped pucks on this year. But Michigan has won the majority of these faceoffs, 24 versus 11. I think Notre Dame would surely want to improve on to get back into this. Now McKinney takes it. Ernest tries to whip around, take a shot, unable to. Here's McKinney again. He replays back hand off to Duke. Duke into the boards. Scooped up there by Valentini. Valentini in this place where Spence was. And turnover here. So Irish look to take it. A little bit of a weird deflection there off 2 sticks. Circles back around for Duke deep in his own end. Scooped back up by Werner. And a hit by Spence. As it circles back to Barnett. Puts it up the ice. Finds Mackey. Fighting Irish. Tries to take the shot there. Deflected. Michigan regain the puck. Spence unable to get onto it. However, he does intercept that pass. And again, his pass is intercepted. A whole bunch of pinball down here. Barnett scoops back. Ice shavings fly. Person able to scoop it, or excuse me, Nelson able to scoop it up. That person was Nelson. Tries to take the shot in, high, scooped up there. Shot came around the backside there was Knuble. He's hit there late, and another late hit, and now the refs are going to get involved. Those late hits there first came from the Wolverines, and then by Spence, and then again later by the Irish. Refs again trying to settle down the situation. Knuble still trying to get some words in. Referee hands their gloves back, says settle down, let's get on with this period. Just under 4 minutes, 3:58. Michigan 4, Notre Dame 0. Line changes when the lines come as we gear up for a drop puck.
So Hughes and Moldenhauer check back in.
Or excuse me, in the Michigan end. Nelson circles up to take it. Opposed is Hughes, center for Michigan. That's a place to settle into place. And again, another stoppage here. Worries with the positioning of the net and some outside shatter. Square up. Drop puck. Comes back. Won by Michigan. Out here. Played across. Looking for Femus. Unable to find him. Goes back to Perrone. Over to Robertson. Robertson to Perrone. Perrone with a big hit there. Hughes now with the opportunity. Tries to take the shot. Save there. Kemp. Robertson now. Lots of room. Time to think. Takes the long shot in there. Hughes tried to get on the end of it. Unable to get a second shot off. And here come Notre Dame. Now Perrone wins that back. Plays the backhand into Hughes. Hughes sets it back up to Perrone. Perrone tries to play it off. Moldenhauer. Moldenhauer unable to win it behind Notre Dame's net. Femus up the ice, back to Femus. Got a little bit of room off this right side. Turns, a little shove in the back. Doesn't sway him. He's got it still. Looking. Quick shot in there by Kumlin. Kumlin unable to find the net. Circles back behind. Now here's Fisher. Fisher with a long shot, high and wide, off the glass, bounces back. Sustained period here of Notre Dame attack. Fine. Fisher scuffs the shot a bit, allows Michigan to bring it up here. Shock opts to let the game breathe a little bit. Allow some line changes for that tired defense. Now here comes Park in, whiffs on it from Davis. Notre Dame plays it up, and again elects to buy themselves some time for a line change. Plays up here. Ernest tried to get on the end of it. Doesn't quite get enough contact to hold it. Battle up against the boards. Kicked out by Ernest. Barnett loses it. Fleming tried shot across there. Unable to find any of his teammates. Quick shot there, and a goal for the Fighting Irish. That is Urbanovic for the Fighting Irish. He's able to get that puck back, got the room, wound up, and that was going in the back of the net. The second he had his eye on that.
Good shot attempt right there by the Fighting Irish. Jovanovic kind of stands there in the center of the ice and is just able to slip that puck past Ivan Kovic. Never really had a chance to stop that one. that happens. Let's see how Michigan responds. Now only leading 4-1. Took Notre Dame 20 shots before they were able to score a goal.
So Notre Dame puts their first goal of the game on the board. Still 4-1, or now 4-1. With only 1:32 left in the second period. Both teams, Notre Dame trying to build off of their momentum. Puck goes back for an icing call against the Irish. Kerr and Spence make some moves and some chalk against each other. Referee separates them. Again, lots in play. No bad blood between these teams too. Definitely not historic rivals or anything there. They both react to the drop puck. Michigan has been dominant there today, as we have said. In all the face-offs, Michigan's won 25, Notre Dame only 13. Here comes out the Wolverines, but falls back to Kumlin, Notre Dame. Falls back here for Kumlin. Kumlin plays it up the board, trying to find Nelson. Nelson gets it taken away. McKinney tries to play it off. Ernestine now wins it, tries to fight with it. The back. McKinney. Back to Fantilli. Fantilli straight through the legs of McKinney. Falls back. Broken stick on the ice now. Switch up for Michigan. Might give Notre Dame a chance here as we near and 40 seconds left in the second period. See what they can do. Pinned against the board. Plays it out. Michigan escapes, tripped up there, allows Notre Dame to get it back on the far side. Fantilli able to clear it, try to get a little bit of breathing room here. Off the board here, finds Oliver. Up, across the side to Ivan Kovic. Spence loses it. Now here's a chance. Kerr loses it again. Here's a long shot here. And now a tussle ensues in the box. Punches thrown. We might see, again, an overhang penalty like we did before.
That was a nice save on the last possession by Ivan Kovic. You can see Notre Dame player slipped down, and Ivan Kovic just able to swat it away with his hand. And then Duke gets into it with a member of the Fighting Irish. Crowd certainly does not like to look at that replay. No penalty on the ice.
Yeah, shot there was by Davis, led to the ensuing scuffle, and now Spence and Slager both see time in the box. And an additional Michigan man is being escorted in as well. So Michigan down to 3. And that's Duke who joins Spence in the box.
So it looks like, if I heard that correctly, the unsportsmanlike is on Michigan. It is. And it'll be 2 minutes. There's only 7 seconds left in the second period, so that will roll over to period number 3. But certainly Notre Dame now is going to have an advantageous chance as we start the third period. And after scoring that goal earlier in this period, it'll be actually offsetting. Never mind. They've assessed a penalty to both Michigan and Notre Dame on the last play.
Absolutely. Only 7.4 seconds left in the second period. Just trying to survive a tiny bit more. And then Michigan will have time to game plan, being down to only 3 men on the ice. Or 3 ice players and their goalkeeper. Or just down to 1, excuse me, sorry. Drop puck there, Michigan end. Trying to close out the period. Nelson lunges in early, asked to leave. Right in front of the children of Yost. Noise getting there.
So Notre Dame is at full strength here. Michigan has the penalty in force.
Quick shot in. And that is the period. And again, another little scuffle against the boards. Refs getting involved. This might send another player into. Cheering fans right up against the glass there. Spurring that on. Second period ends. 4 for the Wolverines, 1 for the Fighting Irish here in Ann Arbor at Yost. Teams circle up. Michigan sees 2 men in the penalty box. Spence and Duke at the end of the period. Whereas, as both teams retreat to their lockers. Exciting second period so far. Do you think that goal really brought Notre Dame back into this game, or do you still think the Wolverines are going to be able to hang on with this?
I think Michigan should be able to hold on. They still do have a 3-point lead, but certainly Notre Dame is going to have about 1 minute and 53 seconds left, or at the start of the third period, with a penalty, with the power play. And additionally, we should remind our viewers that Notre Dame's power play, they're 4th in the country. They're 2nd in the Big Ten, only behind Michigan, so that certainly is a strength and an advantageous position for Notre Dame coming out in the third period. Now, Michigan, if you are a Michigan fan, you are optimistic about 4 different players scoring throughout the first 2 periods: Valentini, Barnett, Spence, and Draper. Certainly Michigan fans, if you would have told them 4 different players have scored, they would not have believed you if you told them not a single one of their players who scored. Last name started with an H. Of course, that trio of Porkoff, Hughes, and Hayes so far being shut out as far as scoring the puck, but generally they've been able to make plays elsewhere and open up opportunities for their teammates. But certainly Michigan does need to make sure they're continuing to push the pace offensively, make sure they're getting good shot selections off on the puck, and continue not allow Notre Dame to get into their head, because certainly the penalties are one area that Notre Dame could try to claw the way back into this one.
And with that, we will go into a little bit of a break, and we will see you again for the third period in just a few minutes. Michigan 4, Notre Dame 1. See you back in about 10.
All right, welcome back to Ann Arbor, Michigan, at Yost Arena, where the home team, Michigan Wolverines, #1 team in the country, coming to this game with a record of 16-4, lead the Fighting Irish 4-1. We're about just under a minute away from starting the third period. Michigan scoring 4 goals so far from 4 different players: Valentini, Barnett, Spence, and Draper. Notre Dame will start the third period with power advantage. Michigan assessed a penalty near the end of that second period after the skirmish on the right side of the ice, as both teams now make their way back onto the ice. About 1:53 left to go for the penalty. Notre Dame, let's see if they're able to take advantage. They are a strong team, 4th nationally as far as power play, so let's see if they're able to take advantage, being at full strength for the Wolverines missing home. And intermission has ended, and we are seconds away from starting this third period. Face off at center ice. And the puck ends in the hands of the Fighting Irish. Will reset. They're in their defensive zone. Looking to push the pace now. It's puck movement. Michigan getting in there. Goes back to Fisher. Notre Dame working it. Getting a hand in the middle right there was Ernisi. Michigan swings this away back to Notre Dame, forced into retreat. Substitutions now from the Wolverines. There's Fisher collecting himself. To Nelson, who's been involved in some of the skirmishes we've seen tonight. Notre Dame just a minute to go left. Just power play. Michigan trying to take as much time as possible. So far, pretty successful. 54 seconds left to go in this penalty period. Notre Dame trying to push the pace offensively. Trailing by 3. Just under 40 seconds to go in this penalty period. Notre Dame trying to get the good shot off, unable to collect it. On the far side is Werner, who had been hot coming to this game, scoring 5 points in the last 5. Takes a shot there, unable to convert. Just 20 seconds to go now in this penalty period. Nelson back in Notre Dame. Time is winding on them to get a shot off. Nice save there by Vankovic. And Michigan looks like they're able to take this back to Notre Dame. Now here's the move in space. And the shot just falls short from Michael Hage. And that is the end of the penalty period. Michigan is able to hold a 4-1 lead and not give up a score for Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame there was not able to capitalize on that power play there. They had those 2 good shots. First one there from Nelson. But again, Michigan's defense held up strong. Game planned that in the locker room, I'm sure, when they came back out here. They assemble back at full strength. They continue play.
Michigan trying to hold on tonight. The first of a home-and-home series with Notre Dame. The second game will be tomorrow night here at Yost. Michigan back at full strength now. Robertson gathers himself. Puck saved there at the end by Spence, who scored earlier tonight. Spence gets a stick on it. It's against the wall. It sets to Horkoff. Here's Mullen, DRM as they call him here in Ann Arbor. And ending up on the grab there is Hage. Notre Dame now. Advantage, trying to reset. This puck is traveling now to the center of the court. Oliver gathers it. Shot no good.
Yeah, good look there by Oliver, trying to see if he can catch Ivan Kovic trying to manage his defense there, but routine save there, near post, and lets the Wolverines breathe for a second. Notre Dame came out trying to start and make use of that power play and still trying to build off of that momentum. Let's see what they can do here.
Face off. Michigan has it. Trying to work is Valentini. Send this behind the net. We'll have another face-off. This time it is Hughes. And Notre Dame able to hustle. This puck goes flying in the air. It's intercepted by Notre Dame. Ends up back in the hands of the Wolverines. Trying to push pace now. Here's Perron. He's had some fantastic moves in space tonight. Shot, no good. Gets it away, Notre Dame. Trying to fight to get this puck back. And back to Perron, takes another shot at the goal. Notre Dame defends this well. Send this one flying back just to the side of the goal. Ivan Kovic certainly would have been there to stop that for the Wolverines.
Coming back there just a minute ago, there's a great effort by Perron, and Kempf, full stretch, gets his right leg out there. Splits manner. Beautiful save, beautiful shot. And Notre Dame are the Fighting Irish for a reason. They're always fighting to get back in this, defensively or offensively, and are keeping this game nervy for the Wolverines.
There's another face-off here. No penalty there in the hands of the Wolverines. Shock. Kicks it out. Goes back to Park. To Shock. Michigan trying to get a good shot off. That one was nearly in. Shock now will flick this. Returns. Here's the Michigan Park. Trying to get in the center of face, unable to collect it with Shock. Once again, able to try to keep this Michigan possession alive. This puck head back to Michigan's defensive zone. And Barnett will send it. Trying to initiate the offense is McKinney now. Fimis. Nelson steals it from the Wolverines. Back in the hands of Fisher. Will allow his offense to reset. Michigan still with a 6-shot advantage, 29-23. Notre Dame needs to score, and they need to score quickly the final 15 minutes of this third period. This puck will end in the stands. The fan caught it. Good for her. She has a souvenir to take home.
Always fun to see that happen. Notre Dame really trying to crowd in Michigan offensively up front, trying to make them nervous, trying to make sure Ivan Kovic's vision has been blocked. That's what allowed them to get that first goal, and hopefully
the puck ends in the hands of a Notre Dame fan, the crowd booing that. She'll get a puck to take home, a souvenir. Wolverines fans hoping she doesn't get to go back to South Bend for win. Here's Notre Dame now trying to move it. Muzzati was unable to collect it to get a good shot off. Werner, let's see if he can score right into the hands of Ivan Kovic. He was just sitting there waiting to receive that puck, and another scoring opportunity denied by Michigan's stout defense.
Yeah, shot there, rising the whole time. That former Michigan man, Werner, for the Fighting Irish, has been very solid addition for them. 14 points on the year, 7 goals, 7 assists for tonight. And of course, there's never any bad blood between a student who leaves their former place, would you say? He's trying to prove himself again.
Is there a face-off? And playing physical is Hage. Davis blindsides Mania. Puck ends on the other side of the ice. Looking at time now, we're going to take a little pause here for another face-off. Once again, it is Hage and it is Davis. And it'll go behind Hage, still end up in possession of the Wolverines. And pushing it up the court, Santilli. Kicks back out, Notre Dame has it now. Trying to gather at center ice is Oliver for Notre Dame, ends up in the hands of Michigan. There's Spence trying to bounce off. Spence, a nice move in space. Kicks it back out, Fantilli, going back in Michigan. Nice use in space, Horkoff. Nice pass there, but it's intercepted by Davis. Notre Dame is gonna have an opportunity now here for a shot. This one goes up, Vikovic gets a hand on it. This puck will go the opposite way. Michigan now will substitute, bringing back on Ernisi. A nice move in space there. Ernisi comes to the game, gets a shot opportunity, and is well defended by Notre Dame. Just under 14 minutes to go in this third period, Michigan with a comfortable 4-1 advantage.
Want to highlight some of that physical play again. We saw a little bit of a tussle on the way over to the bench from a handful of players. Refs trying to do their best to contain that. We've seen a lot of, well, not a lot of time in the penalty box, but some opportunities, both sides, a lot of players.
Here. And Notre Dame emerges. Notre Dame is Ali. Werner. Shock and stands over and prevents him from getting anything going offensively. Notre Dame gets it back to Fisher. Shot to the middle. That one no good. Second opportunity. And they are going to, let's see, no indication yet. Replay does not appear in Notre Dame score right there to start the celebration. Oh, yes, they did. And they're now going to give them the score. So 4-2 advantage now for Michigan, and Notre Dame trying to make Michigan sweat out the final 13 or so minutes of this third period with that score.
Yeah, again, crowding in, caught lots of attempts back-to-back, caught Ivan Kovic a little bit unsure of where that was. And again, the goal from Ali. Great bit of work.
The Fighting Irish living up to their name. They're not going away easy here in Ann Arbor. Notre Dame trying to score here. Michigan will have the puck. Back to Michigan. Shot opportunity goes in and out for Michigan. Hage now trying to control it. Back to Michigan. Ends up in the hands. Hage here. Hage turns his back. Puts it there. Moldenauer touches the puck. Back here, shot, no good. That was Pronad. A good look right there, unable to convert. And Notre Dame now is able to reset. Only trailing by 2 now. They'll retreat behind the net. Dangerous situation here for the Fighting Irish, but then able to get it away. They do. And it's Notre Dame now. Michigan zone. And trying to take this back out for the Wolverines is DRM. Passes it. Michigan. Look at Park holding on to the puck. Shot falls just short. The left side of that crease. Here is moving space. Intercepted once again by DRM. Is going to take it behind the net. Finds his man Valentini in the middle of the puck. Middle of the ice, rather. Park unable to corral it. This puck going to be iced on the Michigan zone.
We talked earlier about that gap in shots, and now Notre Dame has been clawing back on that. Michigan 31 shots, Fighting Irish 27. They are getting more attempts on the Michigan net, and it's paid off with those 2 goals.
Certainly Notre Dame going on this 2-0 run is part inspired by now almost outshooting the Wolverines. They're able to get some to convert. Let's see what happens in the final 11 minutes of this 3rd period of regulation. Here is Shock. Sends this one to Notre Dame's zone. Michigan attacking, Notre Dame not letting them. Back out Davis, able to stop this one with his foot. Able to try to set up a shot on his teammates. Gets it behind. Nice play in the center by Page right there. To prevent an easier shot selection for the Fighting Irish. Davis again. Notre Dame will reset. Throws it behind. Coming away from staying on his feet right there for the Fighting Irish was Oliver. Another shot opportunity right there. Mackey now has it. Defenseman from the Fighting Irish. Davis, once again, nice move in space. Davis, this puck ends up going just behind the goal. Scary situation there for the Wolverine faithful. Fisher, yet another opportunity for Notre Dame. Michigan unable to get this puck back their side of the ice. Coming in now is Zadi. That's the player they want to see have the puck, and he's unable to convert. Michigan's defense stands strong. Fisher, back out to him, almost lost control of the puck. It will end up back in the hands of Humlin. Back to Fisher now. Notre Dame defending their zone and try to reset. Ali, try to get outside. He's unable to do so. Gets on the ground. Ernisi, nice defensive play. Michigan trying to stand tall here. There's Draper. The Wolverines send this away. Get this Notre Dame offense out of sorts. Ali once again pushing the pace for Notre Dame. Perone getting involved in there. Perone comes away with the puck, sends it. And Notre Dame has it once again. Now Michigan. Will send this one away. Here is Vantilli. Notre Dame rapidly substituting. Hughes. As this Robertson got a hand on it, he was looking for Moldenhauer the other side of the ice, the left side. Nelson, both these teams now picking up pace, playing with an intensity that we really have not seen through the first 2.5 periods tonight. There's Mackey trying to get a good shot for Notre Dame. People had that, trying to end around. Ivan Kovic read it every step of the way. And here is Michigan now as we enter the final 8.5 minutes to go here. With a 2-point advantage for the Wolverines. Trying to hold on. Robertson will have it and will slowly allow his teammates to progress the puck forward. Robertson going to take it out now. Finds Park. Park trying to get a shot opportunity. It's 4-on-1. Park gets rid of it. Goes back the way of the direction of Michigan. Here is Duke. Collision at center ice. And now here's famous. Good shot opportunity for Notre Dame. Ivan Kovic is able to prevent that from being a 4-3 game. It will remain 4-2. Nice defensive stand there by the Wolverines.
Yeah, nice break there by Femus. Tried to test the goalkeeper. Ivan Kovic stood strong there. Want to walk it back a little bit. Talk about that Notre Dame goal scorer. Brennan Ali Jr., drafted by the Detroit Red Wings, 22, so we might be familiar with his area again later on the line. That's his 4th goal on the year, also has 5 assists from before. Again, he's had a great night up and down the boards. He's shown a lot of work, especially upon he cuts inside off Ernisi and had some pretty nice hits as well. So again, nice physical play has suited him, and that goal is well deserved. He's played excellent tonight.
stoppage here now. As we look ahead, Michigan will have Notre Dame tomorrow night, same time against Notre Dame here at Chrysler. The next Friday, they'll go to Minnesota for a home and home series, or away series there for Michigan. And then they'll have an away series at Ohio State to close out the month. So certainly Michigan getting really into the meat of this Big Ten schedule with games against Michigan State, Penn State, Wisconsin, and Minnesota to come in the month of February before playoffs begin in earnest in March. Certainly Notre Dame comes into this conference game with their only point scored all season long being against Michigan. That was due to an overtime loss against Michigan back in 2025. So certainly this is, on paper at least, should be the easiest victory for the Wolverines as we enter the stretch run of this season. They still have to hold on here tonight, however. Trying to do it right now is Duke, who swings it back out. This will end in Notre Dame's zone. They'll recollect themselves as we enter the final 7.5 to go in this third period. A score here for Notre Dame would certainly make things interesting. A score for Michigan will almost certainly ice it. There's Fimus working hard defense right there by Draper. Draped all over him. Now here's Fantilli, gets chipped from behind. Shot opportunity, shoots it right to Fantilli. Here's Nelson and Spence. Spence is on the top of Nelson. Michigan substitutes, brings back the group led by Draper. Pushing pace now is Werner. Creative. Ivankovic right there to stop. Yet another save from him. And now, going up the ice is Shifsky. Notre Dame able to come away with a nice move in space there by Notre Dame. Here the recollects and shoots it right to the Wolverines. That's Ernisi trying to set his team up as we enter the final 6.5 to go in this third period. Ernisi again, the physicality. This puck will end up in possession of, still fighting for it, where Ernisi trying to sit on it. And finally we'll resume movement here. Michigan has it, Ernisi has it at center. Ernisi will just pass this to the side. Michigan trying to run down the clock as we enter the final 6 minutes to go in this third period with a 2-point lead. Here is trying to spin out of it right there, but it is for Michigan was Perron, who's made some nice moves, athletic plays tonight. See right here, Michigan now going to kick this to the wall. And going up the ice is Moldenauer. Moldenauer will pursue. We're in the final 5.5 to go here, side in Ann Arbor. It's getting late early for the Fighting Irish if they are not able to come away with a score soon. Here's Moldenauer. Valentini. Michigan. Trying to push. Send this one far. Covered by the Fighting Irish. Shot opportunity there from Mania blocked. Fantilli ends up on the ground after a tussle. Here, Notre Dame trying to push it is Jovanovic, who scored the first goal for the Fighting Irish tonight. Now pushing the pace. Here's Larrigan. Going to find a nice shot opportunity. Goes in and out. Notre Dame was about that close to making this a 1-point game. Look at another opportunity here to see if they score. Shot almost went in. Instead, it remains a 4-2 advantage for Michigan. Notre Dame certainly is going to be kicking themselves after that one. That certainly should have been a score rather for them. Now Davis fighting a center court to Nelson. This one will be far and away for Notre Dame as we enter the final 3 minutes and 50 seconds of this third period.
A lot of uninterrupted action. They will bring it back to that most recent attempt by Notre Dame. That was Fleming with a great shot off the post. Great effort there. Started playmaker there. Larrigan came off a hit in the back, deep in the Michigan end. You could see it in his eyes. Wanted to square that up. Wanted to get some sort of revenge there. Teed it up well. Fleming took the shot. Everyone here could have sworn that was going to go in. Ricochets off. Saves Michigan there in that moment.
Face-off goes to Michigan. Michigan now in the final 3 minutes and 40 seconds trying to hold on to this lead. Notre Dame is trying to get every shot possible. Hage has it, however. For Michigan is going to send this one to the back wall. Michigan trying to get another shot off. That one was close to being a score. It won't, however, and that's another shot for Michigan. Notre Dame, part of the reason why they've been able to close this game is they've now closed the shot advantage. Only Michigan leads 32-30. As we get another stoppage right here. But Michigan still has a 4-2 lead with just under 3.5 minutes to go in this third period. And Michigan looking to get yet another win over Notre Dame. This will be their third win of the season over the Fighting Irish, and they'll look for win number 4 potentially tomorrow night here at Yost Arena.
Started this third period. Bring it back quite a bit here. Notre Dame had that power play against Michigan. They seemed pretty dominant in possession, had a couple of decent chances there, weren't able to capitalize, but you could feel the momentum swing. They had the energy, they had the drive to get those goals, and it's been pretty much all Notre Dame this period. Kept Michigan off that score sheet. They were able to get one with that Ollie goal. And again, that Michigan here has gotten a couple of sparse chances, but in the moment, the favor has really been for Notre Dame. Again, the energy here, Children of Yost and the rest of the fans have been a little bit quieter. There's only 3.5 minutes left, but still, it's plenty of time for Notre Dame to make this more interesting.
Michigan's trying to look to get their 96th victory program history all time against the Fighting Irish, a rivalry that dates back to 1971. Michigan has really controlled the home series with a record of 52 or 51, 33, and 4. A little bit dicier when it goes to South Bend. Michigan only has a 2-game advantage all time there. Certainly Michigan well on their way to another victory here if they can hold on for the final 3:20 to go here. Notre Dame, however, is not going to let it be easy. Shot opportunity quick. Saved there by Ivan Kovic. And Notre Dame is going to need to score quickly on this Michigan defense has really held them in check for most of the night.
Spence and Femus in front of that net, taking a couple of hits at each other all throughout the night. Little bit of animosity between the two started from that first period scuffle that led to that first power play.
Michigan gonna let this one go all the way to Notre Dame zone, taking time off the clock.
And we see Notre Dame now putting in that extra man, empty net right now, going all in on the offense for this drop puck.
Michigan now gonna hold on. Here's Notre Dame fighting in the corner. It's Spencer and Wolverine. Notre Dame trying to get the perfect shot off. It's like the Werner. Werner's been held in check in large part. The Wolverines defense, he's about a little bit of heat streak recently. Not there. He misses the shot. Werner again. Back to Fisher. Clock is winding. 2.5 to go now. Fisher trying to set it up. Back to Werner. And this one is undercut by Ernisi. And Michigan will have it. There's a nice shot attempt. There's no one to defend the goal. Unable to get a shot off. And Notre Dame will get yet another opportunity. Notre Dame unable to get possession. This puck. Back up in the hands of Michigan. They're trying to get it. They can shoot it. And it is able. What a shot right there by Walden Howard. He really was unable to get his feet set. However, he just throws the puck out across body in the center. And it falls straight in the net. And Michigan, with a 5-2 advantage, certainly is well on their way to a third straight victory over the Fighting Irish this season.
Risk reward of the empty net, and Michigan was able to reap the rewards of Notre Dame's risk there. Of course, it was kind of the only plan of action there for Notre Dame. Down 2, 3 minutes left. You gotta take that extra man advantage when you could, but Michigan was able to take that great goal there.
Michigan now comfortable 5-2 lead, trying to hold on for the final 2 minutes to go here. Barnett has the puck. Notre Dame now. We need a miracle. Michigan is trying to sit on this puck as much as possible in the final 1:44 to go. Jovanovic is up on the ground with their skirmish with Park. Some physicality. Both these teams have pride on the line, even if it's not the score for Michigan to prove the final minute and 30 seconds. See, Menard now back out to Shock. Michigan, McKinney has it. Sending this away. We're closing in on 1 minute to go in this third period and in this game. Third period. The stoppage here. Michigan will improve to 17-4 this season. They'll improve their home record certainly in the final minute of this game. They'll have another game against the same opponent tomorrow night before they travel to Minnesota at the end of the week. There's a face-off drop puck. Michigan will have it. And center of the ice. Taking it to Shifsky. Shifsky gets behind. It's behind the goal. Try to sit on it. As we are now under a minute for Michigan, a 5-2 advantage. Notre Dame tonight had a strong second period, but unable to get much going offensively in this third period. And they were unable to get a fast start in the first period. Really harmed their chances tonight. To see what adjustments they make over the next 24 hours, because they will be back here tomorrow night for this away and away series for them. Considering now the final 20 seconds. This will be window dressing, if anything, for Notre Dame. This puck now is on the side, 12 seconds to go. And Michigan, McKinney has it in center court. And Michigan will just hold on to it, get another shot off. Won't matter because Michigan is going to defeat Notre Dame 5-2 in this match. Michigan, the #1 team in the country, gets yet another impressive win over their conference opponent.
Michigan with their 5 bumps them up to 101 goals total for the season so far, hitting triple digits. We'll be back here tomorrow night again to play the Fighting Irish. We're hoping to get some revenge out here. A closer game than it looks on the score sheet. Was entertaining right up till the end, but Wolverines were able to hold strong and secure the victory here at Yost.
Certainly, if you're a Michigan fan, you're encouraged. And tonight it's pretty good when Michigan's able to score 5 points from 5 different players, and not a single one of them is one of your guys with 28 points leading the country, Hughes, Hayes, or Horkoff. So certainly showing the depth of this Michigan team and very reason why they are deserving to be the #1 team in the country. This will be hard for any team to beat them. Certainly beat them multiple opportunities. This is a well-disciplined team. They play very stout defense. They're very good on the offensive side of the puck, and it's very hard just to beat a team like Michigan. But we will see as we continue. Big Ten Conference play will continue throughout the remainder of the month, heading into the NCAA tournament, where Michigan will look to get their 10th national title and their first national title since 1998.
Absolutely. Michigan, coming off of their big break in the winter, came back stronger, looking exactly like how you would want them to, and definitely keeping the momentum going. Hopefully into tomorrow for this quick turnaround rematch here again. We'll probably close up here for the night as the fans start trickling out here.
Absolutely. Well, that will do it for this WCBN broadcast. University of Michigan, the #1 hockey team in the country, gets a 5-2 win over the Notre Dame Fighting Irish in Yost Arena. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the second game of this home and home series. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Signing off, I'm Cleo Washington, joined by
Lincoln Iaquaniello.
and we wish you a good night, and as always, a Go Blue.